streaming it on YouTube so that it will just get recorded automatically and pushed. And it's taking some time. Earlier options were different, maybe after. Okay, I think we are good to go. It's almost like what? 2 months? March, April, May, almost 3 months. We haven't had discussion. Okay. Yeah, so let me just create an entry for meeting. Okay, so welcome also. Today is 17th May 2024, and we are in Cluster API provider meeting for IBMCloud. And let's get started. So our usual pattern, we'll just go to some of the stuff what we delivered so far, and then we'll also look at the release if you have done anything recently, and then what is pending for the next release, and then backlog also we'll discuss, right? Any further ado, so let's get to the API IBMCloud. Yeah, there are plenty of fixes went in the last couple of months for sure. So last time we discussed like 23rd February. So we'll try to keep it simple. So I'll not go in detail. So maybe we'll just quickly go through, I'll glance through like what we delivered, and then maybe if we can spend quick 1 or 2 seconds, or maybe few seconds talking about that. 23rd Feb. So yeah. It's been a while. um, yeah, lots of commits. Yeah, then update API spec for as per new changes. So this is mainly for refactoring, I believe. So initially we have done that refactoring for some of our like IPI flow, right?
Yes, Manju.
Yeah, that's about that. And then Pavis cluster creation and dynamic resource creation. I think Karthik worked on this for creating the entire infrastructure, right? So that's including some of these backend resources. So Karthik, do you want to spend maybe a few minutes?
Yeah, definitely. So prior to this change, we were depending on the existing infrastructure, like service instance and images to be there, and the network as well, with the required port to be there before creating a Power-based cluster. And also the cluster was not completely end-to-end, means that we are not integrating with the load balancer and all. But with this change, we create all the required infrastructure to create a cluster on the fly, like the workspace and the VPC load balancer, and we connect both of them with the transit gateway. And this PR contains most of the changes, including the API one and the controller changes as well.
Yeah,
I
thanks
think,
for that. And we do have Epic here, right? I think so. People can refer this Epic for all the details. I think a lot of these changes went into part of this Epic. So this is the initial work, I believe. And
yeah,
there are plenty of PRs being pushed via this Epic, so people can look at this Epic to understand like the initial changes what we made, and then there are a bunch of changes, other changes we need to do still. So that's been commented here in one of the like in another comment. So I'm not pretty sure whether we can contain everything in part of this current release. Maybe we might end up like maybe moving some of this stuff to next release, considering none of these are like really a release stopper or showstoppers. Are we not making any spec changes for these? Okay. Anything you else you want to say, Karthik, part of this epic?
uh, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. going back to history, so this is clusters, ocean bump, and bunch of module update API aspect to add ignition. So yeah, we did make some changes for API aspect to accept the ignition and all that. Yeah, I mean it's again just for IPI at the moment for the OpenShift IPI project. So there are still there's a pending change required for the independent Kubernetes cluster, right, Karthik?
Yes, yes. So I have a VIP PR in place, so we need to continue it to make it work with independently working with Ignition in CAPI.
Yeah. So just with the plain vanilla Kubernetes, we still had to deliver that code. So the changes what we see here is just for OpenShift only. Okay.
Yes.
And then this is, I believe, a small fix went in for handling the service instance ID, the spec.
Yeah.
Um, okay. And this one is maybe Karthik will spend a few minutes, seconds maybe.
Yeah, sure. Um, yeah. So in the recent API changes, we made let the user configure the load balancers. So for us currently, we are creating a public load balancer by default, but with this change, we're letting the user specify they want to have a create public or private. So this is mainly because of the IPA case where we want to have one private and public network. So we just give the option to configure it to the user.
Okay.
Yeah. I think there are a couple of PRs for the same thing. One is with we made a mistake by not using the pointer, so it was leading to by default false. Maybe the subsequent PR with the fix as well for the related load balancer.
Or this one?
Not this one. Maybe next.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. We'll talk about that when we get to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So one other change we made is for overriding service endpoints. So in this we fixed for what? VPC? No.
Y-
Resource controller, right?
Yes. I think everything like cost, resource controller, and transit gateway as well, I believe.
Okay, fantastic. This is only for like overriding with your own APIs. So this comes handy when you want to test it in maybe like staging area, or let's say if you have some private endpoints created and then like if you want to use them with CAPI, so in that case it will be helpful.
Yeah.
I think we also updated docs, I believe, so people can refer docs for to understand how to consume it, right? Eventually it will get used wherever we are starting the controllers. All right. Again, bunch of depend about stuff. Okay, so this one change is very important. So I just made Prajot as the owner for this project. So what really that means is that he can now approve the PRs. And also I have done some cleanup for the review and then like added more people for the review. So Amulya and Karthik, congratulations. So you can now, you'll get tagged when there are new PRs created. So I mean, I've just added in the parent directory, when parent um, like folder or directory, whatever. But if you think like there's a need for adding in individual folders, maybe let me know. I can do that as well. So I'm not sure how the precedents work in the PRAO. Maybe if you think like maybe like let's say we think like Amulya needs to be there always for so the test what she's written and all that. So feel free to add those files. Um, yeah, and all that. So uh, I'm not sure how the load is being assigned or how the logic is used right now for assigning the like reviewers for the existing PRs. Um, if you think like something needs to be enhanced, please let's go and then add it.
Sure, Manju.
All right. Yeah. So next, we have done the package updated to beta. Yeah, I mean, this is just for adding, like bumping the cluster API version to 1.7. I think we have done like, right now we are with 171 or
7.171.
yeah, 171. Yeah. 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 So yeah, maybe we can talk about that later in the subsequent PRs. Okay. I know we tried something in this.
Yeah, then we
um,
removed it.
we removed, right?
Yeah,
Okay. We'll not talk about that in that case. Um, Fix cost flow. I think we have fixed some bug in the um, cost bucket.
yeah, this is with respect to the ignition, specifically for the IPA flow. So when we are
Yeah,
creating
yeah.
and putting the ignition into that bucket.
Yep. So that fix is going into this. Yeah. Please refer the PR for more information. And Amelia, want to talk about this?
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, we removed this check in webhook because I think we are checking in the controller itself if it exists, and then we are reconciling the cost instance. Otherwise, we're not doing it. Uh, yeah.
Okay.
This was pushed by a previous fix. I think Prajwal missed removing this check in his previous PR, so this was just a follow-up PR to remove that. Because if yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, that's fine. And there is a small fix went in for using ID for Power VS image. So this was missing. It's been added. Thanks, Karthik. Explicit set. Yeah, this is for removing, right?
Yeah, so this is for removing that using the uncached client as well as disabling the cache for the IBM Power BI cluster. So we want to each time you want to lively look up the IBM Power BI cluster from the API server rather than from the cache. This is especially because we depend on the controller created for setting that the resources created by the controller. So we are facing some inconsistencies there with the cache value. So we use this disabled for to make sure that this is not spread from the cache. So because of this, the GVKs were not set on the resource. Um, we have a delete call for a IBM Power VS image where it explicitly tried to find the owner for the image resource. Since this group version was not set on the resource, the deletion was never going to take place. So with this change, we're explicitly setting the GVK only for this IBM Power VS cluster so that everything works as expected. This is the long story
Okay.
in short. Yeah.
Okay, and hopefully we haven't faced any issues or performance issues or anything like that post this, right?
Uh,
It works
no.
as smooth.
Yeah.
No memory limits or anything like that happened
Yeah.
or
No,
increased.
no, 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 nothing as such.
Okay.
Noticed.
Cool. And next we come to beta 1. That's fine. Avoid returning uh, error, right? So I think yeah, this is one
Yeah.
long. PR, we wanted to do it, so somebody can talk about that.
Yeah, this is one of the major enhancements. So initially, we were actually returning an error when the resource was either in creating or deleting state, which wasn't ideal in the logs. So this added the state management where we check the state of the resource and requeue the requeue for reconcile respectively. So yeah, this is a bunch of changes which went in for that.
Yeah, it's kind of a really huge change set, but yeah, this definitely will give us a lot of flexibility for the error message and all that.
Took a lot of
Especially,
testing and
yeah,
a lot of things.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. And this is like working as expected now, right? You
Yes,
don't need.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool, fantastic.
There was a minor issue, I think, which Dharnesh had caught that was fixed in like a recent PR, which is still up. We
Okay.
can talk.
And there is a PR created for adding security groups. Yeah, these are some of these like security groups. Maybe types got added. I don't think we have consuming anywhere here. So just the APIs, just a few maybe structure got added here. So I think they had to create VPC for using these, right? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we started consuming in Power
Yeah.
VS, part of
Yes.
Dharnish PR. Yeah.
Yes. We have open PR with that.
Yes. Yeah, and yes. Okay. This is one interesting PR. Um, there was a leak of API key in the logs. Um, yeah, because of this set command and all that. So finally we have removed that, and also ensuring we don't display that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's some more discussion required on this topic, so maybe we'll talk that later.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, still I feel like there is a risk here.
So we discussed previously if there's a way to not like store the API key in user data and somehow like fetch it, see if there's an alternative to fetch it to like get it. So yeah, still I need some discussion there.
Yeah, still there's discussion needed. We'll take that offline. Okay. A couple of updates, updated to RC0 and then Trivi updated to the latest version, fixing some of the minor bugs. Right. Then what's this? Yeah, I mean, he just made some more changes here. The API key. Okay, Patrick, can you talk about this? This
Yeah,
is
like,
just a validation, right?
yes. I think when the server is not in building state, we used to hit a panic stating that we can't have the network access the network. So just add a check here so that during the DHCP server's build state, we don't hit that panic anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
And depend about yes. Almost here. Okay. So this is what Queue Builder validation, I believe.
Yeah. So initially added with gate statements. So we need to fix it to make it working.
Okay.
Yeah.
then see the update into cloud build, latest version, and latest version to RC1. And there's some validation added for the transit gateway. A lot of other resources as well.
Yeah.
So is this because IBM Cloud API doesn't really accept these things, or what's the reason
Yeah.
behind this?
Yeah, these are all derived from the IBM Cloud's API spec.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's nice. And then we're bumping the Golang version. And this PR is for allowing user to add what? Use
Yes.
subnets.
Yeah, so when the user wants to bring their own subnet, and this PS allows them to specify that subnet with ID as well.
Mhm.
So initially we were ignoring. So with this, we can reuse whatever the user has provided with the ID.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you can supply something like this, right?
Yeah.
Right. Um, this is just for resource managers noting to interface, right?
Yes. We missed to over add ability to override the resource manager endpoint previously. So with this
Mhm.
PR, we are overriding a resource manager. Along with that, we are moving this behind the interface so that later we can add the unit test easily.
Yep. So now everything is via interface, right? I mean, except one, I see one open PR, but otherwise we are good, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then update it to released version.
Yeah, instead of using this matching with a string, we just added like custom types for the errors we get when a resource is not found.
Okay. Um, are these only errors or something else?
As of now, this file only has the errors.
Okay.
So present.
Yeah, we need to see like if they're just going to be errors. Maybe we need to like maybe rename the file or something like that. Okay. So this is for
Yeah, we added that in to ignore that in the dependent bot because it was bumping the version of Golang to 1.22 for adding the toolchain command. So until we move to the next version, we just added this.
okay, that makes sense. So the next bump happens when, like in one dot, when
Yeah,
it is what 1.8,
one dot. I mean, with cluster API 1.8, it will happen. With
okay, okay, that makes sense. Updated to 171. Verify this.
and when we fetch IDs at certain places, we actually just added a check to verify if it's present, and then go ahead and use it.
Ideally, it should be like the DHCP ID is empty, right? Not
Oh,
sure if it is,
yeah, empty.
or it is, I don't know what it is returning. So I'm not sure what's the check there. Yeah, I just need to see if some relevant
Yeah,
message
I'll
updated.
yeah, I'll update it. I'll check that and update it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Um, Yeah, you want to say anything about this, Karthik?
Yeah. So with this new create cluster creation workflow, we are using the image with the DHCP enabled, DHCP enabled images. So in order to build the DHCP enabled images, we went ahead and made some changes in the image builder, which internally uses the Packer plugin for Power BS. It's in another repository. So where I
Yep.
introduced DHCP network as a variable. So when set, so we go ahead and customize the image to use DHCP rather than the normal network. So just update the documentation here so that we can refer it while building the new images. Yeah.
And also that,
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, it has dependency over other two repositories like the image builder and the Packer plugin Power BS.
Okay. And even this one, okay, so even this one also got updated. That's nice. There's no pending PR on this repository, right?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. What else? I know that it's not that straightforward for building these images for the DHCP network, right? It's always tricky.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we should have some additional documentation written here, maybe. Do you think it's good enough for user to sort of build it on DHCP network, or do you think maybe we need to
Yeah,
enhance it
so
further?
I have given link to the previous ADM where we customize the network on our OS. So apart from that, also I have another thing is this regarding setup, right? We need to have to run this script from place where we're able to access the private IP. So only
Exactly.
two different things. So I just added the note in the below. Maybe if it is required, maybe we can update with even more details as well.
Yeah, I'll just create an issue for that. I think there is always a scope for improvement, I believe. Image building doc for the DHCP based. Not sure if there something like a docs exist or not. Yeah, it doesn't exist. All right. It's fine. This is just a refactoring. And also introduce context is using the same context from the main, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
This will help you to do Control C.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, there's just the type change here for ports and all that. Converted
yes.
string to int. Yeah, this is an interesting bug. So do you want to talk about this, Karthik?
Yeah, so in earlier version bump, I think we moved from keylogger to the text logger since that was deprecated earlier. So with that change, we were not able to see the V level logs, for example, V3 or V4, where we are logging the debug messages or something like that. So the Renish actually found out this recently. So then after checking it, we moved and used the klog. So which enables us to again use those V level logs properly. So it was a bug which was there in for a couple of months. Actually, we were failed to notice it, but finally we were able to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you steal my screen? I mean, see my screen?
Yes.
but a different window, right?
No, we're seeing that the PR open.
Yeah, just give me a minute. There is a switch window. Yeah, there's a power outage here, and then it just switched from a monitor to main display. It was showing something else. Okay. I hope you can see. I can see the right PR. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about that. And hopefully after this change, we are seeing all the logs, right?
Yes.
Anyway, the other log PR is still pending, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we'll go through these open PRs. So after a very long time, I see really huge number of PRs in open state. Okay. Of these, we'll start looking at one at a time. So add instrument page, structure creation proposal. I don't know if it is really complete. Okay. Oh, this is the
For with
yeah. But do you think it's complete?
no, there are actually open questions. I believe is yet to update it and
Okay.
come back.
Okay. So in that case, maybe we'll mark for next release, I believe. Okay. With basic types, again, this also can be marked because they're not actively working on this animations. Just mark next. Support ignition. Do you want to take care of this part of this release or next? I think.
I think it needs some time. Maybe next release we can take it.
Right, you're not making any spec changes, right?
No. Yeah, no. Only thing tag is changed in the types.
Where, like,
The first file.
just the
Yeah.
default value, right?
Yes.
This is fine. And see, this person worked on it. I don't know. It's person is not actively working on it, so on and off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we can consider for the next release. Support VPC security group. I know this is what else is pending part of this?
I think only final review is needed. He has addressed all the review comments.
Okay, I
Yeah.
think let's target on this. We'll have to, yeah, maybe let's close this in the maybe by mid of next week.
Yeah.
And there's some changes required here as well, right? For
Yeah.
yesterday's discussion.
Yes.
Okay, so let's target this for the next like the coming release.
Yeah.
I think we have to be a little aggressive on this because we'll have to close all these PRs in in next release, like next week, and then maybe even like release also release cut release, right? So that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So refactoring logs.
Yeah, it can go in this release, man. I'm just waiting for the niche PR to get merged, and I can just make the final changes and push it.
Oh, okay. Okay. This can go in the next release, right?
Yeah, this is everything is done, only review is required.
But we don't have time now.
Yeah.
Zone code. This also can go into this release or next. I think it's almost yeah, almost addressed. I mean, like I just have few comments.
Yeah, I think this can go this release because only small changes.
Yeah, yeah. Let's target this one also for this release.
Yeah.
How about this one? Oh, this needs to be done in this release. I think spec change, no?
Yes. Yeah.
This is fine. Okay. Discuss about all the PRs. Yeah, there are 6 pending PRs right now. And do we expect, like, are we expecting any other PRs for this release?
No.
Okay. Go back to this one. We're not, so we can just move to the next one, right?
Yes.
I don't think we really have time to set this one at the moment. Yeah, this is partially done and
Yeah.
partially not. Yeah, this can continue. Just put next. Okay. Milestone. A lot. So
Yeah, actually, I checked, explored a bit about this. So in the cluster, there is a status which has few fields for making it failed. Means the cluster itself is failed. I'm yet to check in which scenario we can use those fields.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Means it's
mean
not only about
you want to
for example, workspace creation fails or load balancer fails, right? At those cases, we can make the cluster provision itself fail.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, but I'm not sure what to which extent we can utilize those fields, or it is internally to the cluster itself, or whether the infra providers can use them. Maybe I can check a bit on that as well.
Okay, so then I'll keep this open for now.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll assign next.
Yeah.
This is for this release, right?
Yeah.
Logging to for this one.
We'll just check mark this. This is also this release, right? And
Yeah.
local routing, also this
Yeah,
release.
this release.
It's also
Refactor.
okay. Document and update logic and controls for handling resources and for either at night. What is that pending here?
Yeah, I think currently we can set either ID or name, right? So just want to update the documentation. Maybe that's the reason I created it long back.
Or just the doc
Yeah.
thing, or
Yeah, I think doc also in controller also we need to uniform the logic.
okay. So you want to take it for the next release?
Yeah, next release I think we can do.
Is also for next, right?
Yeah.
I've started working on it, but we can finish it in the next release. It'll take some time.
Okay. What is this?
Yeah, so this is one of the observation I made. Free and very intermittently once it occurred. So I just created here. I show just for reference. Means first DHCP server creation call failed, but the second call says that it
Yeah.
already exists. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were thinking about adding some logic, right?
Yeah. As soon as we try to create, we wanted to set this controller credit
Yeah,
to.
yeah. But we haven't made any changes, no?
No, not yet. But that issue occurred very rarely, only once till today.
Okay, so let's put it in the next release, and then maybe um, this also go for the next one, right?
Next one.
Tell me one thing. So if you change all these validation, right, so it will not affect the conversion and all that.
I'm not exactly sure, Manju, how it will affect, but this is what I thought should be done.
We
But
need
I'm
to
not
do it
sure.
with, yeah, we need to
Yeah,
do it little cautious. Like we have to be cautious, like while doing it.
yeah,
Okay. We'll have to design some test cases to make sure it is not breaking anything.
yeah. Yeah, so this one of the recently changed in cluster API overall, just to print the logs in case of terminating pod. So was a good first case issue I created.
Okay. Oh, this is for that. Okay. But when is he coming back from vacation, Dharnish?
He mentioned 21 this month, so I'm not sure.
Okay. How do we go about this?
I think, in my opinion, it's really not required those parameters. Maybe not sure for what he planned for VPC cluster, but for Power Base cluster, it's definitely not required. We should have it the security groups with the clusters VPC and clusters resource group only, not the other or some other resource, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's add that information, and then maybe let's see if we can remove that in next couple of days if it is not required. But right now, is it like optional or mandatory field?
Optional only, Manju.
Okay. Yeah, let's remove if it's not required. I think adding is easy. Removing is tough going forward. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to just submit a PR for removing it.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's look at this first. Yeah, this one is created. I don't know. Good, looks like good first, but little complicated. Just mark it for the next release. And this also can go for the next release. All right, I think we're good. And then let's see how many issues we have for open ones. And just need for owner for all these. So you're doing this, right, Danish? You're working on this, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
That's a PR, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's showing both PRs and issues here.
It's an issue. So why it is going taking me to?
Um,
Oh, sorry. Okay, okay, got it. Oh yeah, it's listing both. Okay, got it. My bad. Yeah, this is what I want to see. I'll assign to you.
Yeah.
Right now, only this one doesn't have the PR, so maybe we can submit that. And you should be fine. I think in total we have what? Going back to this. Yeah. Cool. With 4, 5, 6 issues, and then like yeah, maybe they're referring to again PRs and all that. Cool. So anything else you want to discuss? I think we discussed issues and then whatnot. So we'll not talk about next release right now. So we'll try to just close whatever we have for this 8.8. And then we'll close them and then release it. We sometime in next week we'll have to release, right? I think because OpenShift code cutoff is out maybe in 1 week, right?
Yeah.
And before that we'll have to release this. Okay, anything else? Any other topics?
Nothing from me, Vansh.
Okay, let's update attendees. Okay, I'll do that. And also, what was it updated? It's fine. Anything else? If in last question or comment?
Yeah, maybe I think in the next meeting we'll discuss about the next work items and priorities.
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of, right? So I think there are quite a few. And then we may end up creating a few more. So but definitely we'll discuss about that. Right now what I see is like, not everything is like prioritized. So that's one thing is missing right now if you look at like 0.8. So I don't have priority tag for all these, right? So I think that's troublesome. I mean, right now it's okay, but for the new release, I think it will make sense to when we start the release, I think it makes sense to set the priority and work based on that. So yeah, it's important. So as we see like team is growing and then contributors are increasing in this project, so definitely we should have priority set for all these work items. Good point, Karthik. We'll do that. Anything else?
All good.
Cool. So how is your feeling, guys? One quick question. So how is your feeling about this release? Is it like good to cut a release with respect to quality and all that? Especially I'm looking at the resource creation part.
Yeah, I think I feel it's good because when I heard from how it's since IPI is doing their CI job, right? So I don't see any much failures from their side as well. I'm feeling confident.
Amulya, you,
Um,
Adanish.
I I am not able to get a successful cluster creation, not sure because of the local issue or something, but I got confidence from when Shilpa said they were running fine in IPI. So yeah, code wise it's fine. I feel yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but any specific issues you're facing, like what is that which is bothering you?
No, I mean I just wanted confidence from my side with successful cluster creation, but I should be getting. I'll try it out today. It should be working fine. The only
No, but like when you face the issue, right? So what kind of issues you're facing while creating it? So any specific issue you're facing?
So the first control plane gets stuck in the provision state. So when we debug the CCM, it was related to CCM, not anything with this. With
Oh,
the code.
okay.
Yeah, we should be good, Manju.
Okay. Yeah, let's not ignore any of the issues, like whatever issues we are facing, right? Could be some minor issue or
Right,
could be
right.
anything, right? Anything for that matter. So let's not ignore. So let's document every issue, each and every issue we are facing.
Right.
We'll have to put that effort to make that fix happen. So otherwise, we may struggle in the long run, right? So
Yeah, I'll create an issue, Manju. I plan to create an issue to target, I mean, to at least track whatever issues we're seeing. I'll
yes,
do.
let's do that. Okay. Anything else, guys? All right. Thanks for attending the call and then have a nice day and then weekend.